Hello, welcome everybody. My name is Chrissy and I live here in Australia, and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 4th of April. Now, for anyone new to my channel, I do prediction readings. I just let my guides channel through to you, and I've got tons on YouTube if you want to go check out some of my 2022 predictions rather. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, hit the like buttons, and I love hearing you guys comment, so always leave me comments down below. I love chatting to you guys. So I'm just going to close my eyes and we'll just get started. Now, I'm definitely getting that feelings are dominating at the moment. So I feel like a lot of us are going through a lot of feelings, a lot of tumultuous feelings, a lot of... it's kind of, I'm getting like the sad face and a few tears dripping down. But it's not overly emotional. It's just teary. Like, it's almost like sometimes we could just well up. You know, when you're on the verge of crying, but you're not quite crying and your tears kind of well up in your eyes. That's the energy I'm getting for a lot of you watching this video out there. I'm getting that those feelings and emotions are really being shaken. Now, it's not around trivial things. This is around serious issues. I believe they're showing me like a flask, like a drinking flask. So if you like go camping and or bushwalking, you take a flask with you, and it's usually got the cord that you can hang it around your neck. They use them kind of in the army and that sort of thing. They're showing me that your flask is empty. So this is the kind of analogy that they're giving me today, is that you've taken the lid off to have another sip of your water, but it's empty. And this is kind of that feeling of, it's almost like that feeling of dread. It's the woe is me. It's a little bit of now what? So it's almost like you're standing there and you've got your water flask, but it's empty, and you're looking around now for a creek. And of course there's never one nearby. So it's like you're being faced with challenges again. And this is the kind of energy that I'm getting today, is that teariness, that the feelings that are rising up is causing a lot of this feelings of kind of dread and being challenged again. And it's like the flask. It's like this emptiness that you're feeling. So for a lot of people out there watching this video, I'm guessing that you've, I would say, hit your standstill. Because no one else can make you stand still. Only you can make yourself stand still. So it's showing me like you've got this flask and it's empty of water. And you're just frozen, like you're just standing there like a statue like this. And that's what it's showing me. It's showing me that it's like, it's a real standstill, because it's saying that you don't know what to do next. Sometimes what happens is, and I know and I understand it because I've been there too, in these fight backs, we can easily like lose our way, lose our momentum, lose our courage, lose our strength, feel like we've lost power. We haven't lost power, but it feels like sometimes we've lost power. Sometimes what happens in these fights, it feels like too enormous for us as a little person to have to deal with. And look, I know you guys out there watching this have been through a hell of a ride in the last couple of years, and I know it's not easy. I've been on the ride with you. We have been super challenged by the things that we have had to face. But I think if I asked you this question right now, and that's what the guides are saying, would you change anything? Would you prefer to have gone down the other road or hopped on that other train and taken off to another station? I don't think so. I think if you honestly ask yourself, where would you rather be? Would you rather be getting jabbed over here today on the news? They've just brought in the 4th jab here in Australia, despite all the info that's out there in Israel and everywhere. It's just been introduced for the vulnerable. And so that's arriving. So they're still on their train. And I think you've got to actually start to ask yourself that real question. That's what the guides are focusing on today. Ask yourself the question, Am I happy on the path I have chosen? Because remember, it's never too late to hop off and get onto another train. You can still do that. But I believe, and I really believe, that the path you have chosen is the path that you're meant to be on. And it's happened for reasons. It's, you know, you look back at the beginning of all this and we were all in confusion as well. But now we actually have become stronger because of our decision making. We're seeing things very clearly. We're trying to help and educate and guide other people by planting our seeds and putting our information out to help people understand about the reset and what some of these jabs can do to people. That's our job. We're the light workers. We're the people who are trying to make a difference in this world. and yes, it might be subtle in the background, but it's creating that movement. So this is the question I want you to ask yourself today. Am I clear in my choice, and have I made the right decision? When they're showing that empty flask, I'm understanding and I'm getting that you've got no sort of oomph and anything much left in your tank. Trust me, I get it. Some days you feel so depleted. I had, for example, a really bad day yesterday, and I don't know if it was a collective thing. Let me know down below if you guys had a funny day yesterday. I had a really horrific migraine. To the point that I was bedridden for the whole day. It was just, it wrapped all around my head, and it was like a big rubber band being pulled really tight. It made me like physically ill. Today I've woken up a lot better and I can think a lot clearer, hence I can make you this video today. But sometimes I wonder, are these the collective energies that we're feeling sometimes when we do become very stuck? Because it feels like we haven't got any of that power, willpower, that strength to go on. Sometimes you have these little doubts that creep into your mind and think, oh gosh, I could just give up and just hide away. It's going to be easier to just hide away. But you know that's not going to happen because that's not who you are. We're not built that way. We're not people who hide. We hid away for a period. I totally agree with that. But now we don't hide away anymore. We're not ashamed of our decisions. We're not embarrassed. We've got the strength to stand up to people. And I think these are the things the guides are really saying to you today. Hey, you guys are really strong. Don't stay stuck now. Find that courage again. Dig really deep into your soul and your inner strength and trust your decision making, because this is what creates the doubts. If you stay stuck, it's almost like you're going into like damage control and you're trying to, it's almost like you're looking to the outside for someone to fix you. But you don't need to look at the outside. You need to look at the inside. And that's what I said the other day. And I know a lot of you guys out there did it. I talked a bit about decluttering and spring cleaning and opening up your life again and getting that air flowing through your house, which helps you to get air and energy flowing around you as well. This is how it works. Buy some beautiful cakes of soap and make yourself smell good. Get some new perfumes, you know, for you guys as well. Some eau de toilettes or colognes and things like this. Burn a beautiful candle in your house. Start to charge up and change the energies and your environment. So this is also part of that cleansing process, is to get things to make you feel good. You know, you might have a favorite sort of fragrance, like it might be a vanilla, or you might really love floral. Get yourself some fresh flowers. Bring some fresh flowers into your house. Bake some bread. Don't they talk about getting that aroma of bread? If anyone's got a bread maker, go and bake some bread. Do things that are gonna uplift your senses. And this is why we are in these different dimensions, because we can use our other senses. Don't sit idle and frozen and stagnant and forget you've got a whole range of other senses that you can be using as well to make yourself feel stronger and good. It's not just about eating well and exercising. This goes beyond that. This goes about our mind. And I know this has probably happened to you before. It's happened to me a lot. Often we have smells that can trigger good feelings, or, you know, sometimes bad. But we have different things that trigger good experiences. I know one from my childhood as an example is my grandma. She was so beautiful and caring. Her name was Muriel, and she had a cockatoo. And now and again, I'll just get this smell of the cockatoo's cage. I can't explain it. There's a car wash here where I live, and the shampoo they use in the car wash actually smells like this cocky's cage. So it's a really positive smell for me. So whenever I go to wash the car, it just takes me back to my nan and my old memories of her house and this cockatoo that used to squawk. And that's an example of something that takes you back to a good memory. So this is what I'm saying about when you're feeling like you've got nothing left in your drinking flask, which is in your tank. You need to start to look outside now and really look at those other senses and how you can uplift yourself as well, because it's the simple things. I always talk about that in so many of my videos, that it's the simple things that can help to lift us out. Now, you don't want to stay stuck like a statue just like this. That's not what you want to do. We've got to keep growing. We've got to keep evolving, because that's what we're here for. We're here to keep our strength up. And we're here to keep implementing and planting seeds and feeding those seeds so they grow. And it's by looking after ourselves that we're able to grow the seeds. If we're not in good health, we're not going to be able to water our garden and water the seeds to grow and fertilize and do all those things. So it's very important that you look at all aspects of your life now, and in strengthening yourself, you have to look at these other avenues. And look, they're just some quick examples. You might be big into crystals and things like that. I know there's one you can get when people enter your house. It's a black one. I can't think of the name of it offhand, but it absorbs negative energy. And that's just another example. Everyone's into different things, but basically the message here is get into the things that make you feel like a whole person and that can enrich your life and you as a person. So don't stay with the empty flask, panicked and thinking you've got nothing left in your tank. Go and start searching now for other things to uplift you as well. Like I said, just buy some fresh flowers and put in your house. That can bring a beautiful aroma in as well. Everybody's into different things. I'll just close my eyes and I'll just see what else comes up around that today. Now they're showing me the other day, I talked about, in my video, I can't remember what I called that one, the red flag in the capitals, like the red flag waving, and how it's like the stop sign. It's like the traffic lights, the red traffic light. Now, what they're showing me is that you're like this bull, and you can see, you're like, you know how they say the bull attracts to red, the color red. Well, you're like this bull attracted to the red flag, and you've got your foot and you're scratching it into the dirt, and you're ready to kind of take off. So what the image is that you have got this power now to really take off and make a difference. Like, they might be like teasing us with this red flag, and like we've still got the control. And if you see that in the bull ring, you'll always see the bullfighters have the red coat or the red flag, and they tease. So they're teasing the bull. So it's like, come and get this, come and get this. But often the battle can go either way. So what they're saying is that just because you're in the position of the bull, don't think that you don't have that strength and that power to make a difference, because you do. So what they're saying is often you'll see that the bull will sometimes come out of this in quite a positive way. Often it's not the bullfighter that wins every time. I think we've seen that enough, especially when we see the running of the bulls in the streets. I'm sure everybody's watched that. If not, tap away and have a look at the running of the bulls. That just causes people to just be pushed aside. These bulls have an enormous amount of strength, especially when they're all let go together. People just scramble up buildings and they run and they part ways. So this is what they're kind of showing me, is we have that energy, and especially as we come together, and it's like that bull energy. It's showing, like, if you think of a bull, they're a very solid animal. They're very stable. They're very strong. They're protected by their horns. That's their tool that they use, and they really push forward. And that's the energy that I'm getting for you guys watching this video today. Keep pushing forward and know that you've got that strength and stability. And this is that coming together. When you've got a heap of bulls running up a street, people will move for them and they will let them through. Don't worry about that. Some get trampled on, and this is what they're showing me. They're showing that parting ways. This bull energy, which is us, the freedom fighters, people standing up against tyranny, people pushing back against government. This is what is happening. We have that strength and we have that ability to make a difference. And if that's why I talk about in my video as well the other day, and I don't know if you want to go check out some of my body language videos, I've got someone about that. It's very important to have that good body language, not to stay frozen and like hidden like a statue. Open up, get the flow, have good posture, work on these things, hold your head high. Don't feel embarrassed because you make different decisions and you think differently to other people. That's another important factor when it comes to body language. Keep your head high. Someone taught me that a long, long time ago. When I got, it's a bit of a long story, but someone gave me this advice when I was being my child was quite difficult when he was very young, and he was difficult sometimes at playgroup. He's terrific now. He's a beautiful boy. He's 19 now, but he was very difficult at playgroup, and one of the women just stood up and like she virtually just pushed us and kicked us out of the playgroup because he was a bit sensory and he was pulling a bit of hair and things like that, and she didn't want any of the other children to be hurt. He wasn't violent, but in her mind, that's what she had in her mind. And it was a really horrible experience for me because as a new mum, as anyone knows out there, or dads, you know too, it can be a very isolating experience at the best of times. And so we virtually got kicked out of our little play group for virtually no reason at all. And I remember this lady I knew said, you've got to hold your head up and walk around town because you've done nothing wrong. And I remember at the time thinking, oh, I hadn't done anything wrong. She actually highlighted to me that I hadn't. So that's a lesson I learned really early, is that you walk around. And now the woman who kicked us out of the playgroup is like, just lives down the road, and she's so friendly. She always comments on my Facebook posts. We moved way through all that. She had her experiences as well, and I think you've got to know that too, that other people have experiences that they're meant to learn from. And then she became really friendly again, and I never held that grudge. I kind of had to let it go because it was going to be too much to bear if I hid myself away. So this is what we've got to remember, these situations, to keep our body language strong, like the bull, and keep your head up. You have to really stand today and think, have I made the right decision for myself going forward, and am I happy with the decision that I have made? Because this is what happens. The doubt starts to creep into your mind. But look how far we've come. I think that's what you have to really take from today, is look how far we've come in this journey. And they are still on that train. And like I said, here in Australia, 4th booster release now, and that's what's happening here. Let me know down below what you guys are up to in a few of these other countries, because I'm not sure where you guys are at. As we know, Israel's still got numbers through the roof, and Gibraltar and all these countries that have had 4 jabs. So I don't know why Australia's going down that road still, but you've got to stay strong in your decision making and know that you've made that right choice. And that's what I want you to really focus on today. Still clearing your energy and doing those things that help you, but really focus and think about that bull and how much strength that he has, and how when bulls come together, people move. And I think that's what you've got to really get as the message today, is we are making a difference and people are stepping aside to let us be heard now. And I think that's really positive. I think that's a very positive analogy today, that there is really big movement. And I've said that about April. I don't know what's coming, but we're only on the 4th, so we'll just take it day at a time. I know there's a lot going on in America over there at the moment, so we'll see what comes out in the wash with that. I'll just see what else comes up today. Now they're showing me kind of like pilgrims. So it's like in the olden days where the pilgrims would, they would sort of travel, but then they would set up camp, and then this is how they would build their villages. So they would start to build and define their space. So this was on a fairly large scale. Like they would be dropped somewhere, then they would move somewhere, and then they would rebuild somewhere. So this is a kind of interesting analogy today that I'm getting. If we think of the pilgrims, I tend to think more of like America, probably Canada. A lot of you countries over there probably refer to them as pilgrims, which is, I'm pretty sure it's like that sort of lower class society to nearly middle class. But the pilgrims, when I think about them, it was kind of a struggle. And I think this is what they're relating to with us, is that we've been through a lot and we've had to struggle and endure a lot, but we've found that clearing now. So if you think about pilgrims, they'll travel to an area, this is many, many years ago, and they would set up like their village. They would find a clearing and they would find and set up that village. Now, I know that this is what they're saying to us, is we've had the journey and now we're finding the clearing. So it's almost like we've found our own space and our own little place of peace. So there's almost like no trees. It's going to be really easy to build. There's beautiful trees and everything they're showing me in the background. But what they're saying is we're going to reap the rewards and we're going to reap the benefits now, because we're going to have this lovely, beautiful, tranquil space that's very inviting that we're going to be able to set up on now. And look, that could be a little bit literally as well, because I know a lot of us are getting back to our gardens and our home is really becoming our haven, because a lot of us don't go out like we used to anymore because our lives have really changed. And maybe it's changed, like I say, in a positive way. But this is what I'm getting. We've been like the pilgrims. We've had a bit of a journey up and down over mountains, through creeks, across, but now we've come to that clearing. And this is where you've got to take peace and some solace in that you've now found that clear space and that clarity in your mind. And this is why it's so important that you really focus today. And I want you to really think about the decision that you have made, and really listen to a sort of what comes up in your mind, because it feels to me like you've made the right decision moving forward for yourself, for your family, and you're making the right decisions by standing up against this tyranny and dictatorships. It is the right decision because you're the one that's got the bull energy that can push towards the red flag. And we are parting ways. Trust me, in April, I'm still getting that we are parting. People are parting to let us through, because what you've got to remember as well, that a lot of these people that have gone down the Kool-Aid road, they're full of fear now, and they're still hesitant and they're still scared of what's going on in their life, and why is this still continuing, and what's happening here, and why is... I heard something the other day which sounds crazy, but I heard in Canada, or maybe someone can confirm that down below, but they're thinking about mandating electric cars over there. So now the mandates are starting to switch to other things. And pretty much Canada, you lead the charge on most of these things, so we know it's going to happen everywhere else. So this is what stuff that's waking people up. But we're in our clearing now. They've already shown it. We've got the clear path. We're seeing things very clearly. We're feeling a lot calmer, a lot stronger, and that's the message I want to take. I want you guys rather to take from this reading today, is that you are strong, you are powerful beings, and you are making a huge difference. So don't stay stuck like this statue with the empty flask with no water in it. Don't just freeze and think, oh no, there's no creeks and no water. You're the pilgrims. You can find water. You've got the skills, you've got the knowledge, you've got the power. So look, keep going. That's definitely the message today. We found the clearing. We're finding the path. People are standing aside for us to get through. And again, the window of opportunity is still open. So keep looking out that window and keep spreading the word. So look, thanks heaps for watching today. I really appreciate all my subscribers out there. We've got this. We can do it. We just need to stay strong together. We'll have our days where we get a little bit flat. Like I said, I had one yesterday with my migraine. It was very bad, and I'm sure you guys have had them as well. Let me know how you're going out there on your journey. But we've come to the clearing now, so we have to keep pushing forward. It's time. Thanks, everybody. Bye from Australia. Hit the like buttons, and if you haven't subscribed, please do, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.